Wow, Pat Narduzzi, that's a change of attitude. What a difference a game makes.
Bandwagon Buffs, man. Hell of a game. 2 went for 500. BWB.
Bandwagon Buffs.
That's right. Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon Buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Welcome to the Liberian Perspective. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I gotta go ahead and get into this video real quick, so that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. So the B-roll video footage is courtesy of Well Of Media. Bucky, what up? Thank you, man. So a lot of y'all woke up to the news of the Colorado Buffaloes getting robbed from the locker room of the UCLA Bruins. And if you are the one person left in the country that haven't seen that news, let me give you the footage, and then I'll roll the footage of the other situation that I want to talk about. All right, go ahead, Harry B. You in the edit room. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
So they're going to get in touch with y'all.
In the locker room, bro.
During the game?
During the game, bro.
They stole the chain? Insane, bro. They stole yours? During the game.
You go play football, bro, and know your shit safe, dog. You're messed up, bro.
During the game. Boys get back in the locker room, chain gone. Somebody broke into the locker.
Nobody know shit, bro. Nobody know shit. Bro, they should stop looking for some. Dang, bro. Bro. That's crazy. Oh.
Just got
my shit yesterday.
Oh, shit crazy, bro. Yeah. I had to go check for me, now. My shit. My neck. You don't see me? I'm bullshit. I'm come out there. Yeah. Come out there.
Excuse me, brother.
Who down there? You have something phone too? Yeah, no, I got me.
Oh, you're good?
Yeah, I put mine in my bag.
I put mine in my bag.
I done got top of my bag.
on top of your
I'm in
bag.
the locker room, like, my bag. I can't put it in my
seen
bag.
it yesterday. I just got mine, bro. I had the jury box and everything, bro. They took it out my jury box.
Listen, I'm not blaming these kids for what happened to them. It's an unfortunate situation. But if you watch the Well Off Media videos, I mean, you got some of these kids flashing jewelries and they're talking about how much jewelry they got. So when you go to some of these cities, some of these things might happen. I believe this is not the first time that this happened. I believe this happened back at Jackson State. They're not just being targeted on the field. They're being targeted off the field as well. You got Shador Sanders with the Shador. You know what I'm saying? They're showing off their jewelry and they're being proud. So wherever they travel, depending on where they travel, some people are going to try their best to get in those locker rooms because they know that there's jury around. They know that some of those young men have lucrative NIL deals. They know that they're buying and they're going to be traveling with very valuable jewelry, watches, gold necklaces, bracelets, chains, a lot of those things they're going to be traveling with. So people know that. So when you go from city to city, some people will take notice and they will try to test you. The whole hip hop culture where people talk about when you come to LA, you got to check in and do all of that. This is not no gang banging situation. This is not a hip hop music video. It ain't that. These are college students playing football. This is not that situation where they got to check in with some gang banger or they got to check in with some people. They're going to get robbed. They don't check in. I don't know. I know majority of the team are black, so you got to consider the hip hop culture. That is interesting. But this is not hip hop. This is college football. So we shouldn't even have to talk about the fact that, oh, they're in LA, they're going to get robbed, you're going to get pulled up on, you got to check it. It shouldn't be that, right? Well, the situation is under investigation. There was a police report that was filed and they're going to get to the bottom of the situation. I'm sure they're going to look at camera footage around the university. If there was no camera inside of the locker room, I'm sure there are cameras around the school and they can figure out who was around the building around the time of the robbery, so hopefully they'll figure that situation out. It is definitely unfortunate that some young men are working hard and their property gets stolen from a university while they're playing football. But anyways, you guys already have that news, so let me go ahead and give you this other story. You guys already know that a lot of coaches came for Coach Prime. Some were anonymous, others put their names where their mouths were, and they came out and they said a whole bunch of things. But the most notorious was probably this guy right here, Pat Narduzzi. If If you are new and you don't remember what Pat Narduzzi had to say, let me give you a quick reminder about what he said. I never said one word about Deion Sanders. I don't know Deion. All that I said was, that's not the way it's supposed to be done. That's not the way we do it here. It's not college football. That's about all I said right there. I never mentioned him by name. I just think it's hard to build a football team that way, and it shouldn't be done like that. If you're allowed to come in and cut the entire team after you get hired, what are we doing? This is still about education, isn't it? These are still our student athletes, right? I mean, what are we doing? He said that in the preseason, so keep that in mind. This is what Pat Narduzzi is saying now.
You said this isn't a great situation your team's going through. Why do you think that is?
I mean, when you lose like you lost today, you had a tough one last week. Why is it? I'll go back. I mean, as a football coach, you lose a lot of good players a year ago. You think as a coach you're gonna replace them. We obviously haven't. And again, it starts with me. I didn't do a good enough job coaching today, and put it on me. We got to make plays. So it just comes down to making plays and doing a better job coaching.
It's so funny. Pat Narduzzi saying that he should have replaced some guys, and he obviously did not replace some guys. Wow, Pat Narduzzi, that's a change of attitude. What a difference a game makes. That is so interesting, Pat Narduzzi. It's interesting how when somebody gives you 58 points to your only 7, your attitude changes and you start thinking about the guys in your locker room. What happened to you supposed to coach your guys? What happened to just coaching the guys that you have and not replacing anybody? What happened to the old school values? When you inherit your locker room, you're supposed to coach them. Remember that? You're supposed to coach your guys that you get. You're not supposed to be talking about replacing nobody. No, Pat Narduzzi, you are supposed to be the best coach ever. If you get some scrubs, you gotta coach the heck out of those scrubs. That's what you're supposed to do. Stick to your guns and coach the scrubs. You are not allowed to replace the scrubs. Preseason, everybody's coming for Coach Prime. Why are you replacing your entire roster? You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be a good coach. Pat Narduzzi is singing a different tune. What happened to the old school values? Look on your screen, 7-58. 2-6. You can't talk greasy and then you go lay an egg. 2-6. Coach Prime and his Colorado Buffs are 4-4. They've won 2 more games than you. 4-4. If you're going to be talking greasy, you're going to be talking about young men and how you coach and how you're supposed to recruit. You are supposed to show that. I'm sorry, but you got to show that. That's not how any of this works. Pat Narduzzi, stop playing with me. Take that. Take that. Y'all let me know how you guys feel about the Buffs getting robbed from their locker room. What was it? Somebody? Was it in-house? Was it somebody from UCLA? Maybe now, maybe need to have security watching the locker rooms. Maybe need to have some intern or somebody on staff that watches the locker room when they are playing. I'm sure they're going to make some type of adjustments, but security has to be increased because I believe this is not the first time this happened at Jackson State. So Coach Prime needs to maybe think about security when it comes to the locker room when they're playing, and hopefully they make that adjustment. Sound off? What you think about Pat Narduzzi being 2-6 and taking that L? All right, family, that is all the information that I have for this video. Hope you got a little something out of it, and if you did, please help this channel grow by smashing that subscribe button, but I'm going to have to leave it right there. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there was the Liberian Perspective. That's TLP Sports Club. Brah.